Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your Ice Dragon, RayronVR, and welcome back to the Icyville subdivision. We got another operations video for you guys today. As you can see, a few things has been changed, and I'm adding a few more elements to our operations. First off, I did kind of cherry rig these lights here. Try to light up this back end a little bit, so we'll see how that goes, see if it helps or not. But with that, today guys, we are on I believe day 6 or 6 operating sessions so far into this Icyville subdivision, and today I'm going to introduce my version of train orders, basically telling the engineer where to go and what to do as far as work is concerned on the layout. Because the train waybills only does the waybills and card cards, I still need to find a way to have my engineers be assigned to a particular locomotive and what they're going to be doing on a particular layout. So we have designed our train order. So I have picked this up from our HQ building, and so as far as the Frost Line Pacific is concerned, today we're going to be running engine UP GTEL. That's the big blow turbine number 26. Our assignment is the local, but we have this special bulletin here that says DNS, Yorktown, and Downtown, and then we got these numbers down here on the bottom right. So I'll talk about that here in a second. So for the engine that we're going to be running today, we're going to be running our big blow turbine. If you guys have seen my recent episode 11 of the FPR lore, this diesel has been retrofitted by what I'm kind of pretending to be the cryotherium or liquefied cryotherium for this particular diesel. We've got it up and running on the layout, and that is what we've been assigned to. We're going to be in the local, and we're going to be doing some modifications. So these bulletin, basically what that means is that the DNS stands for do not set out. So that's what the DNS means. Do not set out at Yorktown and Downtown. So why would we have that special bulletin on our train order here? Well, that's because it is during the winter time, and we actually have a special guest here in Icyville. We have our 2025 Christmas train that is kind of touring the local city right now. So right now it's currently parked at Yorktown doing some festivities, and so that train order has been set out because it's actually going to visit both Yorktown here, and then it's going to go downtown next. So that's why we have that DNS. We're not going to be servicing those particular areas today thanks to our train order. So with that, let's go ahead and get our engineer, again, Mr. Ironface here, or Iron Jaw, I think is what I named him in the lore. He's going to go inside the locomotive, and let's go ahead and get this big blow turbine up and going here. And along with that, we've got another acquisition for the FPR. We've got the Utah Railway number 9007. This is our actually dedicated mainline local diesel that we just acquired, but the FPR has directed us to do some test runs on the big blow just to make sure that it can pull, push, travel the main lines and service before it actually goes out to dedicated mainline operations throughout the Wasatch Front in Utah. So with that, we're going to go ahead and continue to do our test trial runs with our big blow turbine. So as it starts up, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our waybills to see what we have. I am going to turn this off though, because I don't want to try to try to talk over this diesel, because it can get kind of noisy because it is a gas turbine. So yeah, so give me a hot minute, we'll get the train waybills up and going. So we've got that ready to go. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have anything ready in our yards. So technically this will be another train order for the yard master to get everything set up. So I'm kind of just playing both roles right now. And so we do have one. It is going to mini print. So again, it's not going to downtown, and it's not going to Yorktown. So we're gonna go ahead and as the yard master, I would pick it up because it's currently in location case 1, row 4. So we're going to pick that up, and I'm going to practice laying it here within the system. So now what I need to do is I need to go to my person view. I need to go to location consist. I need to park my consist. I need to park it on the AD slot for our turbine to pick up and actually begin to process. So in theory, if I did this right, it should be at this location. So let me see here. Uh, da, 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 here. Location of the cars. Two mini prints. Yep, it is currently in the 80 track. So now I'm going to go ahead and move this here to here. And that is ready to go for our turbine to pick up. Cool. And that's basically all the actions that we have right now. Let's see. We got one going to Yorktown. It is currently parked at case 1, row 1, which I'm not going to do because, again, we have that order not to deliver. So I'm not going to pick that up. We've got another one needs to go to Yorktown and can't do anything there. That one's still in transit. That one's still loading, unloading, and that one's still waiting for a spot. So what we can do now is get to our locomotive, and then we will go from there. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is make sure we picked up that car here. So yep, we're gonna pull it. All right, so now this is getting ready to go to mini prints. So we're gonna get out of the yard here, past Kirby Industries, and let's head over to mini prints. Alright guys, Future Rayron here. So one thing I forgot to mention is that on the train order, as you see on the bottom right there, I've got a 6 representing the operations, and then I've got the 34925, meaning the Julian date, which is the current date, with the year 2025. So that's how I have my train order numbers. A little tight for the turbine, but we'll get it done. All right. All right, so now we're going to decouple from that one. So now we need to go to the mini prints here, get our paperwork done, and we're going to go ahead and set out. Okay, so now next place we need to go, because again, we are the local. We have nothing in Acme, which is correct. As we go to here, nothing in Acme. And as far as downtown, we're going to go to next because I know we have pickups there. And as far as Yorktown, there shouldn't be anything there, which is correct. All right, so now we're on our way to downtown. Okay, so now we're in downtown. And so we got to pick up number 1953-2, so we picked that up. We got the PFE 45698, and we got to pick up the reefer here. Now the reefer needs to go to mini print, so that one's gonna be a little bit of drop off and pick off that we got to do there. So I'm gonna pick all of these up, and let's go ahead and get on rolling. Oh, one of my rail joiners came off. So I was gonna derail everything. Alright, let's fix this. This is going from a code 83 to a code 100, so it's always finicky. Ideally, you would want to have all the codes the same, but in order for this module to work, I needed there's a code 100 1 to 3 switch. So I had to do with what I had. Okay, so what we're actually going to do, I'm going to disconnect here. That one's going to go to mini prints. Okay, so I had to do a little bit of a cut there because I actually had some rail joiners here that actually came off. Again, kind of same issue. Going from code 100 to code 83 is a little bit of a gap, and this thing was picking it really, really bad. But I think we got everything resolved, so let's go ahead and continue on our journey here. Now, what I'm going to do here is that we ask mini prints, because technically the cattle needs to go in the first one, and then the equipment needs to go in the second spot. We asked for special permission if we can reverse it for this operations, and we got permission to do so. So we're just going to go ahead and park it right here. So now, it's going to undo it there. Okay, so let's go to mini prints, and we have the 52997. We're going to set that out, and now we're going to go ahead and continue on with our other two box cars. And then we'll pick up this one, and then we'll go from there. This is where we derailed, isn't it? Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and get these last 2 box cars ready to go. Alright, so now we'll decouple from here. And now I've been practicing this a little bit as best as I can to try not to mess this up. So let's think about it. So we're at the Kirby classification yard, and instead of dropping these off and setting out, because if I set out here, the system's going to think that's already in the case, which is not what I want to do. I need to park it in a way so my other driver who's controlling Kirby Yard can pick these up and then set it out accordingly and classify them. So what I need to do is actually go to the operations. I need to go to location consist. I need to park consist. Now I can actually park it on the 80 track. So now I have nothing in my consist. So now we can go ahead and call this engine a day. It has successfully performed one action, which is, or one order I should say, by basically touring all the places as local and then bringing everything back. And so with that, let's go ahead and pretend now that we are the Kirby Yardmaster taking number 9007 here. So it'll basically pick up these cars that were set out for us in the 80 track. And now in an ideal situation, this track will continue on into some sort of classification yard for the Kirby area. So we're just pretending to do that with our case for right now. Okay, so now again we're just pretending to classify as appropriate. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to pick up that consist that's in the 80 track. So now we pull consist as the new driver. And now what we can do is go to the Kirby yard and actually classify them as appropriate. So now we can take our PFE reefer that needs to go into row 4. So this one's going to go to LA. So we put that in row 4, and we're going to set that out. And then this one's going to go to row 3. For Western Pacific, it's going to go back to New York City. Okay, and now we can set that out. Now, in the system, it's where it needs to be. And it looks like I have one more thing here. This is going to go to the Acme factory. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up. So this guy right here, I'm going to pick it up. Again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to reclassify or put the consist in a different spot. So consist, part consist. And now we're going to go to the 80 track. So now for the next driver, if we go back into the Kirby yard here, we'll still have to go back into the classification. Hang on. Location consist. And now we should be able to pull consist and go from there. I wish if we were to pick up and drop off in a particular track, I wish it would pop up here in the operations window versus having to search through it in the consist. But that may just be me being stupid, but I don't know. And then we can pull consist and then go from there. So we're going to put this out here for the next session. And yeah, that should be everything there. So so far I've got some work to do on this guy with the track work. I did derail a couple times on that couple of code 100 to 83 transitions, so I got to work on my track work there a little bit. But overall, a successful test, I would say. But yeah, I love this turbine. It has been one of my favorites. It's something I've always wanted as a kid. And this is the one that's actually parked in Ogden, Utah. It's one of the 2 big blow turbines that have survived. Again, in my FPR lore, I'm probably going to get as many as I possibly can and say that they survived, and I'll make a lore video on it. But yeah, I'm really excited where things are going with this particular layout, where the FPR lore in general is going to go. Again, this Icyville subdivision, it's kind of set within episode 4 and 5 of the FPR lore. Again, this is not mimicking real life timeline. It's going down my fantasy timeline of the Frostline Pacific Railroad. If you guys want to learn more about the FPR and its lore backstory, I have 6 core episode lore that talk about everything that's happened within this world. And then I have many short stories going into kind of the backstory between things that I want to create. So, but with the guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you on the next video. Alright guys, if you want to be a part of the Frostline radio show and want to tell everything that you enjoy about railroading, feel free to submit an application over on Discord and we can schedule out a time. Alright, if you guys want to join the brand new Fellowship of the FPR, we've got a brand new Discord server that we're currently building up. Feel free to copy that link and you guys can head on over. If you want to be a guest on the Frostline Summit, a show and tell style digital railroading forum, feel free to look at the link for the Discord channel and submit your application. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you wish to support the Frostline and Pacific Railway, feel free to become a shareholder either at Patreon or Subscribestar. Those of you who do financially support the FPR will have your name on the designated shareholder express, as you guys can see here. Thank you for those who support the channel financially. You guys help progress the channel a lot. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.